Hi guys, it's Marenghi here. I hope you're doing very well. This video is about feeling awful and doing it anyway. Uh, a cheery video. I actually had some Mozart on the phone, which I was playing, hoping it would carry on when I pressed record, but it didn't. Yes, please hit subscribe and the bell icon, and then you'll know about future videos I do. So as you may have guessed, not feeling that good at all today. Like, when you just wake up and you know it's sort of game over for the day, mood-wise, like when it's that bad. Yeah, I don't think I've been this depressed since I made a video called Depression Help Video 2019. So it didn't help because I'm recording an album in 2 weeks. Before you start, it's free for everyone everywhere, so there's no hidden agenda, etc. Because I've noticed a small minority of you extract the most cynical possible motives for everything I say, like the stuff about concern about young girls in predominantly Muslim schools, racist, blah blah blah. You get called. So I had to go and get my guitar restrung. I didn't have to, but I never regret not doing that after a recording. And naively thought I'd find somewhere chilled in Dalston to hang out. I don't know if you've been to Dalston, but it's actually a Razorlight song called Don't Go Back to Dalston. Maybe that says it all. It's just very intense and polluted and crowded, basically. And there's a great guitar shop there, pretty much the only one anywhere near me. So I took the guitar there. It's like, yeah, it won't take too long. And then it did take too long. It took about 2 hours. So I was just walking around Dalston, kind of sort of restless, trying not to spend anything, and just felt sort of polluted and harassed by the atmosphere because I've been spending so much time in the Hackney Marshes countryside near me. So I've been feeling very bad today, but I'm tempted at every second to just lie down and watch a film and smoke some perfectly legal herb, like oregano, or there's a herb, isn't it? Origami, that's the napkin name, isn't it? Or thyme, or basil, one of those herbs. But instead, I just forced myself. And the more you do this, by the way, the more you force yourself when you're feeling really low to do stuff, because you can always do it. It's just willpower. The easier it gets next time, the slightly easier it gets. So I felt this shit before and still done stuff. So without going into too much detail, I did the things that I need to do, half the things. And I need to get on and I'm dreading. It's always a good sign when you're about to record an album, when you're absolutely sick to death of the songs, because it means that they're nearly ready and that you've thought about everything. And I'm at that stage, and it's quite laborious and painful at this stage, which might sound a bit pretentious and weak, but if you've tried to write a book or an album or a large creative endeavor, like taking a photo, you'll know what I mean. It becomes, you feel like pregnant in your head almost. Not to compare it to the pain of pregnancy, or birth, but you know what I mean. So you feel awful. As I've said in different videos, if you lie around doing nothing, you will feel even more awful, probably, because you will either ruminate or physically and mentally and emotionally stagnate, and maybe indulge in some drugs and stay indoors and not be flexing your mind muscle, because your mind needs to be flexed just as much as your body. As Tyrion Lannister puts it in Game of Thrones, a mind needs books like a sword needs a whetstone, sharpening stone. Sorry to be patronising there. So yeah, you need to stay focused and engaged, especially if you've got some time off work or there's no one around at the minute. You don't want to fragment. You don't want your attention to become too diffuse and not focused enough. That's why the guided meditations or regular doses of that are so important, and staying focused on a task, and having a list of things to do, and exercising your focus and attention can work wonders, really. And if any of you have indulged in meditation and stuck with it to the point where you can feel some benefits, which doesn't take long, I think, as long as you have the right sort of guide, like Sam Harris is really good for that, or Eckhart Tolle is really good for that, or Thich Nhat Hanh is really good for that. Thich Nhat Hanh, who Martin Luther King was friends with and said should have won the Nobel Peace Prize. And when you're feeling awful, if you force yourself to keep doing stuff, you feel slightly less awful as you go. You really do. Like, the cruel, I don't know if it's a cruel irony or just a sort of cruel fact that when you are, I've said this before, I've done it in a different video, when you're in a very low mood, you only want to do things that will exacerbate the low mood. Maybe your intention, consciously or unconsciously, isn't to exacerbate the low mood, although it certainly sometimes is. I'm my own worst enemy. I know that. Unless there's someone out there who, well, it could be, I've made myself quite public now, so I could have enemies who are worse than me. That'd be good, I guess, to have an enemy worse. To have an enemy for my worst enemy not to be me. Maybe that would be nice. Maybe that would be shit. I'm not quite sure. That made me lose my thread, pontificating on the nature of my worst enemies. But, as you can maybe tell by my expression and sort of slumped appearance, I'm not too bothered in this video. It's one of those videos. Like the misery and depersonalization video, which I'm seriously considering taking down because, I don't know. I want to be completely honest in this channel and share, but there is such a thing as oversharing and diminishing your chances and opportunities in the future by saying saying a little bit too much. I'll try not to do that in this. I'm trying to help you guys, I guess. Probably for purely selfish reasons, like you feel good for helping other people. I keep hearing from people saying the videos are helping, and they appreciate the honesty more than anything. So that's what I'm going to keep up. And I know, the people who let you in to their lives, whether it's an author or a YouTuber or an actor or a poet, the more honest they are, the more open, the more they last. Like Joe Strummer, Bob Dylan, Leonard Cohen, Morrissey, Christopher Hitchens, Sam Harris, Oscar Wilde. Who didn't deny being gay in court in the 1800s in England, and the judge said it was the most disgusting case he dealt with all day or all week. And the one before Oscar Wilde's trial for being gay was a serial paedophile. So the judge thought that was worse. But Oscar Wilde was like, he actually said, I'm sorry, I can't indulge in the great British habit of hypocrisy, or something like that. He definitely said all those words, maybe not habit, probably something more eloquent. And then he was sent to Reading Jail for 2 years to do hard labour. And I would highly recommend reading The Ballad of Reading Jail. Even if you don't like poetry, that is powerful, powerful stuff. And beautiful. Last thing on Oscar Wilde, one of the last things it was found that he'd written when he'd come out of hard labour, physically broken, couldn't walk without a cane, was completely broke, was living in some bedsit, and one of his last quotes recorded was, "The wallpaper and I are in a duel to the death. One of us has got to go." How brilliantly English and homosexual and literary and witty and poetic and Oscar Wilde that is. Um, Also, when you're feeling awful, it can be very easy to stagnate by just doing one thing. You can get a bit stubborn with yourself, and almost part of you wants to make it worse for yourself. You know, how about your own worst enemy? It's not as simple as, oh, I'll go to the gym every day and eat good food. You're battling with yourself, you know. So it's easy to stagnate and just stick on one thing. It can help to move from one task to another. Um, do you know what I mean? Keep things a bit more light and substantial and playful. To switch tasks. This is especially the case, way more the case really, when you're not working, which I'm not at the minute. And if any of you out there aren't working, you know what I mean. If people are working, they might think, you lucky bastard. But everything has a price, a heavy price. And the price of not working is if you don't stay constantly vigilant regarding your sanity, you could slip somewhere nasty. I'm going to leave it there. Playlist below, guys. Sorry if this is a little bit morose, and to be honest, like a lot of the videos I do, especially standing up, take it out of me so much because I'm expressing myself quite a lot. This is often how I look when I press stop. I'm like, oh, like that. So now you've seen that face before I press stop. All right, guys, take it easy. And when you're feeling awful, that's no excuse to give up or commit suicide or become cruel. You know, don't feel ashamed of feeling anger or bitterness or even hatred or whatever. That you can't control what you feel, or they're natural human emotions. Try not to take emotions too personally. Easier said than done, but it could be human pain or human guilt or human regret rather than your regret or pain or guilt. Yeah. You'll be okay, and I will speak to you soon. Take it easy.